I know what you're thinking. You're like, Denzel, how do I make purchases while doing velocity banking? Like a big purchase, buying a car, buying a boat, buying a down payment on another home. Um, how do I fit this in? Do I have to like put money aside, save for it? Or is there a way we can factor it into the equation? Could that work? Sure. On the board here, I have an example of a gentleman that I'm working with who I did a video for already, and I really wanted to separate the two so that he can clearly understand what he's getting into and how we can apply this method of making a big purchase. So in this scenario, for this gentleman making $4,000 a month, here are the expenses right before we start doing velocity banking. Total debt, cash flow somewhere around that number. Here's our debt tool. Line of credit 15,000 for 15%. Okay, is the interest rate. And he needs to buy a truck. Okay, so a couple things, a couple recommendations right off the bat. If you're looking to buy a car, lease a car, or buy a new or used vehicle, my recommendation is to check out a company called Auto Advisors. I have a link in the description below. Definitely check them out. They make buying cars simple and easy to do, and they're partnered with your credit union, so there's no cost to you, the customer, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so that's the very first thing that I would recommend. The second thing is, if we're going to make a big purchase in the process of doing velocity banking, couple of little ground rules I laid out here is do not over chunk. Okay, so what that is referring to is when we're in the process of doing velocity banking, we're already pre assuming chunks every 4 to 6 months, give or take, right? And that's supposed to go towards another debt to increase our cash flow. Okay, well, in this situation here, we had pre-planned to make a chunk payment in February to close out the end of the month, 10,000, and then moving into August, make a $5,000 chunk, and then in November, December, make another $10,000 chunk. Okay, so the best time for him to buy this truck ideally is to wait as long as possible, wait as long as we possibly can to get our cash flow up as high as we can to prepare ourselves for that purchase. Okay, so in this situation here, if we were to make a chunk payment in February, which he already did in this case, his cash flow is going to go up. Come August, instead of chunking at a specific debt that we had planned for, we could take this 5K, maybe add another couple thousand or so, and get that used truck that he wants as a down payment. Now, we may not be able to buy the whole truck outright, depends on the price of the truck, obviously, but in the event that we're not able to buy it all outright, at least we can make a significant chunk towards the balance of the vehicle, and then we would have a very, very low monthly payment, give or take, right? What I would do in that situation, if I put a big payment down on the car, then I'm gonna shoot for the longest term. Give me the 5-year, give me the 6-year, the 7-year, because what I'm gonna actually do is, instead of doing velocity banking on other debts, we would attack that truck. Okay, so when we're getting ready to make a big purchase, go on a vacation, whatever it is, it's a big purchase, you got to fix the roof, you got to do whatever you got to do, okay? We're going to temporarily put velocity banking on hold towards those other debts that we had pre-assumed that we were going to do for our next chunk, okay? So for this example here, he's chunking in February towards a debt, right? And then he was like, somewhere around towards the end of 2019 is when I would have to get another car, because the one that I currently have, doesn't have a whole lot of life left in it. Okay, so if we can push it out to November, December, that would be perfect case scenario here, because by then his cash flow would be somewhere in the 1700, 1800 range, and he'll have the ability to make a bigger chunk. But if we had to push it further, closer to August, then we would stick to the same chunk amount, maybe add a couple thousand more. Just depends on where he's at financially, and it also depends on the line of credit that we have, 15K. So if the balance, right, if we still have some sort of a balance left on the line of credit, depending on that available space, is what we would factor in to making that chunk payment on the truck here. So to be clear, don't overchunk. When I say don't overchunk, meaning don't overspend in a way. Don't think you have extra money just because we have all this space in the line of credit. Remember, we're trying to pay off debt. We're not trying to accrue more debt. So don't get yourself confused. Make sure you have your numbers in line. Make sure you prepare yourself for the purchase. Kind of think of it like you are saving up for that purchase, but instead of using the cash that you saved up, we're simply going to pull from the line of credit first, pay it in full, take that cash that you had saved up, dump it in the line of credit, let it sit there, avoid interest from accruing on that high purchase that we just made, do velocity banking on that if need be, and then we're right back into the rhythm, chunking at the other debts that we owe money on. Okay, makes sense? Awesome. The next thing I want you to go ahead and do is, when you're making that purchase, and this really applies for like cars, I would negotiate price over the monthly payment and the interest rate any day of the week, right? Because the price is just like negotiating price for a car. So for this example here, that's the reason why I wrote that, is because, if you were negotiating a car, most people they don't even pay attention to the balance of the car. Most people are focused on what the monthly payment is and the interest rate. And your focus should be on the actual price. Because think about it, if we're coming into the dealership with the ability to put a $10,000 chunk down payment, okay, not a whole lot of people are able to do that. Most people only have anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 to put down on a new or used or leased vehicle. When you're walking into the dealership with your auto advisor, okay, you have a lot of leverage. Okay, better to negotiate the price of that vehicle and maybe some other amenities, things like that, to really bring that price close to your chunk. And then once the payment is determined, it's really not going to be that much because you've already paid off quite a bit of the car itself, right? Let's see. The next thing is, best time to make a purchase is during the chunk month. Okay, so in most of the scenarios that I run, I really like to make chunk payments every 4 to 6 months, and this just depends on every case. It's every person. It's always a case by case, right? But in this scenario here, we're about making a chunk every 6 months or so. So his best time to make a chunk would be, to make a purchase would be in August or November, December, nothing in between, okay? And we'd be able to leverage the velocity banking method to go ahead and make that purchase and it not affect us long term by having a dreadful monthly payment with high interest that we have to worry about, okay? Next thing is just, hey, wait and be patient for the right time, okay, to make that purchase or to go on that vacation. Make sure you plan it out. Act as if you were saving for that actual trip, that actual purchase, okay? Instead of saving each and every month, you're doing velocity banking. You're continuing to dump all your income in the line of credit, taking expenses out, okay? Instead of taking so much expenses out, maybe you cut back for the next couple months because you know that you're going on vacation, okay? Or you want to make a purchase. that will temporarily what? Increase your cash flow, your leftover money, because less money is coming out of the line of credit. If less money is coming out of the line of credit, then the balance owed on the line of credit is going to zero out that much faster, giving you the ability to go ahead and make that chunk payment. All right? And last but not least, this is not a joke. Okay? This is serious. For all you men out there, all you husbands, okay? Gentlemen, always discuss with your partner, okay, about making a purchase. All right? Especially for my families, my couples that are doing velocity banking. If you don't include wife, my friend, you are going down a road that I cannot follow. Okay? So make sure you discuss the purchase with your partner, or if it's vice versa, okay, if you're in this position, if you're the one that's doing velocity banking and he's just on board, yeah, just let him know, right? Just let him know. Be like, hey, we're going to Europe, all right? Hey, we're going to Italy, we're going to Spain, we're going here. You just let him know. He'll ride with it. But if it's the other way around, my friend, talk to your woman. Let her know. Okay, I have it in the fine print. Just agree and figure out the rest. Okay? Just agree and figure out the rest later. Okay? And we'll be all right. All right? So I hope that helps you guys. I hope you're enjoying these really detailed clips. I really like doing this. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from you guys. Please comment below. If you're here for the first time, definitely subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and binge your way, okay, all the way up to date videos. All right, go ahead. If you're brand new, go ahead and start from the beginning of this channel, okay, where you can really be brought up to speed. Okay, where we're kind of, restarting the engines here. So if you're a new subscriber, you're really coming into the right time. We're really breaking down the line of credit. We're breaking down velocity banking, the beginning steps, everything. All right. I want you to enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful day and God bless. Stay tuned. Content coming at you.